Alright guys, in today's video I'm going to take you through some items I got at a flea market this last weekend. And I got a couple of dollar items here on the bottom, but the big find of the weekend was this Kennedy 520 Machinist Toolbox. Alright, so the first item I wanted to share with you, I paid $2 for this item, and this is one of those propane torches that's automatic, and I have one of these that I got a while back, and I just absolutely love it. Saw this for $2, jumped all over it, because I know these aren't cheap. I think they're $25, $30 at least. And wouldn't you know it, I got home and tried it, and the son of a gun won't turn off. You turn it on, as soon as you screw it on, the gas starts coming through, and it'll light, but it won't shut off. So I'm gonna play with it and see if I could get it to work. Maybe there's an O-ring or something in there. I don't know, but I guess sometimes certain things are too good to be true. Why else would somebody maybe be selling this for $2 at a flea market? So if anybody knows any common problems with that, let me know, or what it could be. And then how about this? Just a coping saw, Stanley. How do you beat this for $1? Made in the USA. It's got a nice handle on it. I know these are probably going for about $12 to $15 new. So I thought that was a good find for $1. And then the last item I got out of the dollar bin was a package of these C-clamps. And they're 1-inch C-clamps, and they're nice. They're brand new, and they're made in Taiwan, and I couldn't pass that up for $1. Now let's take a look at this Kennedy Toolbox. So this is a model 520 is my understanding, and it measures 16 inches across, so not super big, and about 8.5 inches deep. And it built like a tank, this thing. I always wanted one of these, and I said if I come across one and the price is right, I'm gonna pick one of these up. So this is not one of the larger size ones. It's on the smaller size, but it looks like it has some pretty good capacity. So the first thing I did when I came across this is I closed it, and I went, and it seemed to close okay. Oh, it seemed to close okay. It did have a minor dent on the top here, but it seemed to close well. The front part here worked really well. It opened and closed so well. I mean, this thing, look at it. Oh, this has got to be open, but this is the cover that goes underneath there if you wanted to lock it up. Now, this does not have the key, which I was a little disappointed about, but the selling point for me on this was I just started opening these drawers, and let me tell you, they worked. I don't know how old this thing is. It's got to be 50 years old, maybe more. And I'll tell you, I don't think they worked that much better 50 years ago. And when I saw the quality of it, I said, let me see what the guy wants for this. So I said, hey, what are you thinking you want to get for this? And he said, oh, I know these are worth at least, I sold one last week, almost $100. And, it was a little better shape. So I'm looking for 65 on this. And 65 seemed a little, I figured that was a pretty good price. I'm not super knowledgeable about these, but it's not bent, dented or beat up too much. It's in pretty good shape, but it's going to take some work. You can see that the rusting on here is going to need to be cleaned up. A lot of patina. It's going to need, a heavy cleaning, compounding, to see how, you're going to have to replace the felt, the liners in it. So I was just really thinking about the work that would need to go into this, and if $65 is a good price. So he asked me what I was thinking, and I said, I don't know, I'm closer to maybe $50. And he basically just said, no way was he going to let it go for that. And he basically said if I wanted it, I could have it for $60. And I thought about it, and he said, well, there are some tools in there. So I'll show you the tools that are in here in a minute. There's nothing great in there, but I guess that helped kind of sweeten it up enough to seal the deal. So nothing earth-shattering in here, just some old screwdrivers, a Yankee screwdriver with a wood handle. It's kind of nice. But I thought this was a cool screwdriver. Look at the handle on that and the shape. Couldn't find any branding on it or any manufacturing marks, but I thought it could be a cool project. And then this is a nice little piece of history. I had a good old Grumman brush here, a chip brush. That's got some history that probably came out of a Grumman shop. This drawer here, nothing really to speak of. One of those extendable magnets, a file. Got a little adapter here, a Walden. Looks like 1/2 inch to 3/8. Little, oh, look at this, an SK That was the sign when I saw the SK. An SK crow's foot 11/16. Just a couple of miscellaneous wrenches, punches, some more punches, some sort of, I'm not sure exactly what this is used for, but that's kind of cool. Just nothing. Yeah, I was hoping one of these keys was the key, but it did not seem to work. Looks like got another little punch here. Starrett. So, yes, Starrett. There you go. So, let's see. Anything in here? Nothing really to speak of. Just some old sockets. Oh, there's a nice little 6-inch rule. This is going to be fun to put all my machining stuff in, though. So nothing crazy in there to speak of. But on the top here, a couple of, just this old screwdriver I thought was kind of cool. Kind of a big number 3 screwdriver. It's almost the length of the toolbox. But this here, I'm hoping might give me a couple bucks if I sell this on eBay to offset the $60 I spent. And what this is a pressure gauge. And it is a heavy-duty old brass pressure gauge. Goes up to 100 pounds. And who knows, might get, maybe that's worth a $15 or $20 bill to offset my $60 that I paid for this. Let me give you a little closer look at it. I think it's in halfway decent shape. I think the most of this paint will clean up with a good compounding. A lot of the branding, though, is starting to fade, but that's kind of cool. You know, it looks like all the pulls will clean up. I think these might actually be plastic from what I was doing a little bit of homework on. And, you know, for $60, I feel like I got a pretty good price for it. I did do a little bit of homework online, and it looks like there's a little bit of paint here that'll come off. And they're getting, for these on eBay, $80 to $100 in this condition, and that's without shipping. So I definitely got a fair price, just didn't get a home run price like I like to usually get. But hey, I definitely didn't get killed on it. And I'll tell you, it weighs a ton. I can't get over the weight of this. When I was carrying it, it felt like, you know, it was actually full of tools. The only thing I'm just a little bit concerned about, because everything on here I could pretty much clean up and it seems to work great, is this handle. Let me take you in on that. It's actually a leather handle, and it's starting to get deteriorated. I mean, I carried it by it, and it seemed to work fine. But I'm going to have to figure out, you know, I could clean it up, obviously, to leather, but I need to maybe reinforce the bottom of it with some sort of stitching or something. I don't think I'll need to replace the whole handle. So I'll have to play with that. But the goal here is to get this cleaned up, not a complete resto project, but a nice cleanup, really shine up anything that could be shined, compound out the original paint. Not looking to paint this, just really give it a good cleanup, maybe get some of this paint off that's on here, and then use it for the tools that go for my mini lathe. And maybe I could keep it right back there next to my mini lathe, because a lot of the things, you know, a lot of the cutting tools and stuff are just super small, and it would be great to get it in here. Obviously, I'll replace the felt lining in here, and tell me what you think. So, you know, I'll take you through it once I get it cleaned up, and maybe give you a quick tour of it, of what I got in it at some point. But I think I did okay. Tell me your thoughts about Kennedy toolboxes. I could see why people become obsessed with these. I was actually leaving with this that day, and there was another toolbox there, and I said, holy smokes, look at this thing. It's in really nice shape. It made this thing look like a complete dud. But when it was actually a 20-inch model. This is a 16-inch model, and it was really clean. But they wanted $200 for it. So that was more than I was willing to spend that day, and I already committed to the $60 on this toolbox at that point. But I could see myself wanting to upgrade to a bigger one, or starting to pick these up. I mean, they are just so well made compared to a regular toolbox. You know, just the weight of it, the quality of it. I mean, it still works perfect. I can't get over how well this pull goes in and how it clips in there. I mean, look at that. I mean, 50, 60, who knows how old. Works like the day it was made. I checked it out very thoroughly, inside, outside. Just a tiny little bit of surface rust on certain spots, but it is super solid and should clean up well. All right, guys, let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.